Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Disney Cinderella's Enchanted Evening set. This is the second mini doll based set that LEGO has made for Cinderella with her carriage. The first one came out in late 2013, early 2014, and I reviewed that one back then. Here's a closer look at Cinderella herself and a very, very young looking fairy godmother who comes with a cloth, I guess that's a smock piece that she's got on. A little bit difficult to fold that just properly, but once you get it on there, it works pretty well. Has that kind of soft material that doesn't crinkle up too well. When LEGO first introduced this lower gown piece, this round piece, I think it was on Belle for Beauty and the Beast, I thought it looked okay, but I wasn't sure it was the best shape that they came up with. But now it makes more sense to me. Now I think I get it. I think it works fine for both of these characters. Now for the fairy godmother, she has kind of her hair and her hood and the bow on the front all in one piece. So this is all one single kind of rubbery piece that you can lift off just together. And with that removed, you see she has a second bow underneath that's just printed onto her torso piece. So if you ever change out her hair or something, if you want to have her decorated differently, you'll still be able to see the bow on the front of that torso. And looking around the back, there's some printing around the back of the torso for Cinderella as well. Not so much for Fairy Godmother, it's just straightforward, just the colors of the plastic. Now they also include this alternate pink lower dress piece for Cinderella. It's supposed to represent her initial outfit that got made for her before it got torn up. But they don't give you an alternate torso to swap out with that, so it kind of ends up being half and half, that you just swap out the lower section of this figure. And there's no other print or decoration on the back of that skirt. They also include kind of a tailoring stand with a turntable to present the dress when it's first made, and that can be used for either the pink one or the eventual blue gown. Either one will fit on there just the same. This carriage is definitely majestic, although I don't understand the decision to go with white as the main color. I believe what they've tried to do here is kind of give you a hybrid between the original animated version from 1950, which was blue that matched her dress or her gown, and the most recent live action version, which was all gilded in gold. So I think they're trying to make a little bit of a connection there. And I think it's successful. I mean, it looks really nice. They've got little bits of curtains on the sides. All the gold elements really look nice. The stickers for the doors here are nice, and these doors open up nicely as well. All the interior is done up with a good amount of that medium blue color. They've got a trunk on the back of this, kind of a bumper here, a step as well. Nothing inside of the trunk, unfortunately, but you can change that if you have anything that you would like to add. They've got this crystal element up on the top, which is really nice. They also have a couple of stickers up there. I think the whole thing just looks equally nice from every angle. It doesn't really seem to have any camera unfriendly angle. Whether you look at it from the side, you look at it from the top, even from the back, as you kind of peek into the interior, it still looks really nice. I like the trans pink elements that they included in there with the 1x2 pieces that let a little extra light in and make it look a little bit bejeweled. You can also remove the entire roof to get easy access to the interior. This does have this archway going over the top that restricts your access with your fingers in there just a little bit, but there's still plenty of room. I mean, you see that Cinderella is able to stand over there, and there's another kind of stud piece here that's sticking up that allows you, if you want, to actually bring the fairy godmother along on a trip. So there's enough room for her to stand right there. You're not able to get either of these figures to sit down inside though, because that's just the one thing that's not so good about these round gown pieces. They just don't allow you to bend like legs do. So they kind of have suggestions of seat cushions back there or seats, but you can't really use those with these figures. Got another gem right here. I mean, that's just full on, just a beautiful gem piece. They've had that piece around for quite some time, but I think it looks really nice, and especially in that color. And then here's one of the magically transformed horses, and this one also has the gold coloring on it, which actually matches pretty well with the gold color of the plastic. And you've also got the reins on there, which look pretty good. And they also include in the set an additional simple piece, really simple. It's just a 2x2 plate, but this allows you to swap out the connection point for the horse. If you want to just use this by itself, then leave that piece out, put this plate in here, and then use the rounded part by itself. Now this becomes a complete horse that you can just use on its own, and it doesn't have any missing parts. Last, here's a really miniaturized representation of Cinderella's chateau. And I think this looks nice. The colors are nice, the shaping is nice, but it really is small. It's so minimal. The door opens up quite wide. This looks good so far, but you're already able to start seeing just how little depth the whole thing has. And as you turn it around to the side, it's like it's just a facade. It's just such a thin wall there. And then there are some details that give it a little bit of depth. Some of this is approximated using stickers, like for instance, they've got the oven back there, which is all just with a sticker with some spatulas and a pot up above. There's a sticker back on the wall on that side. A couple of cookies are included with a dish. You see a set of shears for cutting thread that are used for putting together one of the dresses there. You got the pumpkin patch over on the side, which has a couple of pumpkins. That looks nice. And the broom that Cinderella can use for tidying up the place. And just a sink right there. It's used for washing things as well. This is supposed to represent one of the mice. Kind of looks more like a hamster, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Got the clock up here, which is presently at 11 o'clock, so you got a little bit of time. That's just a wedge of cheese that you can feed to the mouse or you can eat yourself. And hairbrush is supposed to represent the key that would lock Cinderella up. But there's no door, there's no wall, so you really have to use your imagination to think about locking anything around here. There's Cinderella's bed, and it has a sticker on it as well with the kind of accurate patches, tattered patches on it. Unfortunately, with the gown, like I said before, you can't bend these. It's really not possible to fit her in there. I mean, kind of on her side a little bit, I guess you could say that works. But this definitely works out better with her original pink dress, even though that one didn't last long in the story. It's just smaller, plus she's able to bend that way, so she just fits in there a little bit better. It's not supposed to be super comfortable, super large, but that kind of works. I think it does the trick for how small the whole thing is. I think the accommodations are good enough. The mini dolls are, of course, the best things in this set. I think that the fairy godmother is possibly even a more special one, since we haven't gotten her before in any form, and I think they've done a nice job, even though she looks much too young, but it's just a nice figure. All the parts go together well. The carriage is nice, really well designed, holds the figures even with their limitations on how they can't bend with the larger lower pieces. That all works just fine. The white color, questionable. I still like the blue personally, but this does work, and like I said, gives a little more kind of connection to the live action movie. The inclusion of just a single horse I think is fine, but I would have preferred 2 mice in here. That would have been better. The little chateau I feel like is just kind of an added on thing in the background, just as it's pictured here. So I really didn't have huge high expectations for that, and I think it's a little bit better than I expected, just based on things that I've seen them do on a really small scale in the past. It's fairly generous in how many things are included there. So overall, I think it's a pretty successful set. Leaves some questions open. Look, they even show the blue colored carriage there, but overall, I think this is still going to sell pretty well. I think that it looks really nice and just kind of gets the imagination going, kind of draws you into this world. So that's it for my look at Cinderella's Enchanted Evening. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed sharing it with you, and I hope to have a chance to talk to you again very soon because my next video is on the way. Bye for now.